Hi, this is Jack Stanley, and I wanted to talk about a recording I just recently put on, which is the Minstrel's first part, including Dee's Bone Shall Rise Again. It was put out on a very early Columbia with the number of 33. Now here's what gets a little confusing. First off, this record had two previous numbers on it. Now, the thing is, with the previous numbers, each one was put on and then crossed off. Now, I don't know if they were done. I would doubt they would be done at the same time. So I gather initially this record was going to be number 813. Then they changed their minds and it became 831. Well, they canceled that one, and then they came up with the third number, which is very different. It's number 33, which was followed by another number, which I'm not quite sure what that said exactly, but then eventually they put a 1 behind whatever they scratched out. So I want to let you see this because it's rather unique. Of course, it's a Columbia record, but what I have done is try to highlight these numbers. So of course we can see above everything, we can see 33. And there's some scratching, and then behind the 33 is 1. Then on the one side, it's very hard to see because it's scratched out, is 813. And then the next one is 831, which has got lines going through it in both directions, which makes the 1 look like a 4. This is a very unique recording, perhaps maybe a little bit of a missing link, because those two numbers are marked as unaccounted for. So in a sense that we kind of know what they might have been, but I guess they never were. But we're not sure. Was there ever an 813 put out with this piece on it? Was there ever an 831 put out with this on it as a Climax record? Not sure. But I can tell you that number 33 under the Columbia label, early Columbia of course, was put out, and showing its past history of those other numbers. So I wanted to share this with you because I find this to be one of the most unique records I've seen, and it obviously has a good story behind it. And I would guess that when it was recorded for the Climax company, it was given the number 813. For some reason, or perhaps for a short while, it was released. Then it was deemed fit to change the number to 831. And it was released. I don't know. I've never seen a record of that number, nor has the compilers of the Columbia discs and master collection seen either. Then of course this came out as 33. Now what I'm asking is, I wonder if anyone else, I'm sure someone else has this recording. Now I imagine there were a number of takes done of 33. This is the first one. There probably was several that were made of this, because as you all know, a master, a stamper, is only good for maybe anywhere between 300 to maybe 1,500 copies on a really good day. And I really have a feeling that this master, on take 1 at least here of 33, had gone through several different bits of work here. Obviously, these numbers were added at different times? Same time? I don't know. But there's a very good chance that maybe these were stamped out with different numbers. And maybe some were made so that would make that the first issue of 33 would be extremely limited. So if others have this record, I'd like to hear from you. Because, you know, we all collect, and we're all curators of our collection that we look over until we leave the scene, and then they become part of someone else's collection, and they become the curators of that collection. But it's always great to try to garner knowledge. And in the case of this record, I think there is a story that is waiting to be told. So without further ado, I just wanted to share that with you. The remarkable recording of number 33 under the Columbia label. And only we can guess if this recording had come out in different formats before under those numbers.